Just a short drive from Halifax, you'll find two of Nova Scotia's most iconic destinations, the colorful waterfront town of Lunenburg and the poster card perfect Peggy's Cove. In this video, I'll take you along as I explore their history, show you what there is to do, and give you my best tips so you can make the most of your visit. Both Lunenburg and Peggy's Cove are perfect day trips from Halifax. Peggy's Cove is about 45 minutes drive southwest of Halifax. Lunenburg is about an hour and 15 minutes drive from Halifax. I booked a group tour on Vitor, which included pick-up and drop-off from my hotel in Halifax, so I didn't have to worry about driving. Our first stop was to Lunenburg. Lunenburg is one of only two urban UNESCO World Heritage sites and one of the best preserved British colonial settlements in North America. It's famous for its brightly painted buildings, maritime history, and fishing heritage. Over 2,000 people still call this place home, many of them descendants of the original German, Swiss, and French Protestant settlers who arrived here in the mid-1700s. Today, Lunenburg's residents are a mix of deep-rooted locals and newer arrivals that are falling in love with the town's charm.
I know I've lived in Lunenburg County my whole life pretty well, and I haven't ranged too far from here, so maybe I take all the nice things we have here for granted, but we have a fair amount of nature left, and it's like you say, a very scenic area. People are pretty friendly, I tend to hope, and it's a pretty relaxed area, so yeah. Especially as a young fella growing up around here, there's lots of room. It's not nearly as confined, I guess not as many people around, so it's pretty relaxed most times of the year. Yeah.
Fishing and shipbuilding families in particular often have generations of connections to the sea, and some still work in those industries today. The town offers an incredible and immersive warm visitor experience, and the residents are happy to provide tips during your stay.
By and large, most Lunenburgers are pretty kind people, pretty polite, and we're really, myself, speaking for myself, but also I think plenty of people from Lunenburg County, we're very excited to meet anybody from elsewhere in the world, so it's even other parts of Canada, so it's really interesting to get to meet people from a ways, yeah.
In terms of weather, Lunenburg enjoys mild summers and wetter, shorter winters.
It does get chilly. I don't think it gets as cold as the rest of Canada, not anymore. It used to. But it's pretty mild year-round. The weather can be, maritime weather can be temperamental, but if you don't like the weather, it changes so frequently that if one day's rain, I guarantee the next day won't. So you get your rainy days, but you get your sunny days too, yeah.
There are a number of interesting things to do during your visit to Lunenburg. Don't be shy to speak with any local. They'll be happy to provide you with the best tips and will happily share stories about the town with you.
First of all, the Fisheries Museum, but I'm a little biased because I am one of their employees. But it is a really nice place. Local eateries in Lunenburg are all good, and of course seeing the Blue Nose too when she's in is really nice.
You've probably seen a Blue Nose on the Canadian dime. This is where it all began. Sadly, the Blue Nose had just sailed out shortly before I arrived, but you can usually see it docked here in the summer. There was a museum by the dock that tells the real story. The original Blue Nose was a fishing and racing gaff rig schooner built in 1921 in Lunenburg, Nova Scotia. It was nicknamed Queen of the North Atlantic, and she was later commemorated by the Blue Nose 1 design sloop and the replica Blue Nose 2 in 1963. Next, I made my way down to the St. John's Anglican Church, the oldest Protestant church in Canada still in use. St. John's Anglican Church was the first church established in Lunenburg, Nova Scotia in 1753. Its striking Gothic revival architecture is stunning inside and out. Next, I visited the Lunenburg Academy. It's a beautiful 19th century schoolhouse perched on a hill. The school played a crucial role in the town's educational landscape, operating from 1895 to 2012. In 2012, the town of Lunenburg took over the property. Today, it houses the Lunenburg Library, the Lunenburg Academy of Music Performance, and some rented offices and community space. I spent some time just strolling through the colorful streets and along the waterfront, soaking in all of that small town maritime charm. Most of the town's original 18th and 19th century buildings are still intact. Being here is like being transported into a very different time period. Next, I visited the Fisheries Museum of the Atlantic. The museum is open from mid-May through mid-October, and here you can learn about the town's shipbuilding and fishing legacy. There are 3 floors of exhibits to explore and get more information and details about the town's fishing legacy. When you visit in Lunenburg, try to allocate at least 3 to 4 hours to enjoy the museums, the town, the restaurants, and the various shops. I had about 4 hours to spend here, and that was not enough. Also, many museums and attractions are seasonal, so check for opening hours before you go. After 4 hours exploring Lunenburg, it was time to make our way to our next stop of the day, Peggy's Cove. The drive between the two places takes about an hour and offers some stunning coastal views. Peggy's Cove is much smaller than Lunenburg. In fact, it has only about 30 to 40 year-round residents living there today. This tiny fishing village is home to one of Canada's most photographed lighthouses. And it's not just Canada's most photographed, it's also one of the world's most photographed lighthouses. If you feel up to it, you can take the short hike to the top. Okay, real talk here. Those black wet areas on the granite rocks that you see, they're not just slippery, they're very dangerous. And every year, many people get hurt. Sometimes people get swept into the ocean. So wear proper study shoes, but more importantly, stay away from the black wet areas. Peggy's Cove is more than just a lighthouse, so take time to wander the village, see the fishing boats, visit the restaurants, visit the stores, and just explore the town. No visit to Nova Scotia is complete without a lobster roll, so I decided to stop by Tom's Lobster Shack. I also checked out the whole village school. I can only imagine what it felt like being a student here with one of the world's most famous lighthouse views right outside your classroom windows. Today it has been converted into an entertainment venue while still maintaining its historical significance as part of Peggy's Cove's heritage preservations. These two towns, Lunenburg and Peggy's Cove, show you a completely different side of Nova Scotia. If you're planning a trip to Halifax, make sure to set aside a day to explore both towns. If you want a full Atlantic Canada breakdown, including an exact cost and a complete itinerary, check out this video linked here. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my content. Thanks and see you soon.